TriStar Ballpark, home of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Time for Game 2 of Day 2 of the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic here on D1 Baseball. Welcome to you with Jack DeLongshaw. I'm Darren Vaught. UCF Knights and the Indiana Hoosiers take place on the field today, Jack, with very different vibes on both sides here.
Yeah, you know, for the Hoosiers and Coach Mercer, they strategically went out and scheduled the most difficult schedule in the country. I mean, think about it. Chapel Hill for 3 and the reigning national champs. They come in a bit battered and bruised, but this is a resilient group. And on the other hand, when we talk about resiliency, what we saw from UCF last night, Darren, it kind of feels like the Knights have got something very special brewing. They had 5 pinch hitters, 2 pinch runners last night. This is a really deep group that had to battle what was a perfect 6 innings from Jack Riddell. 18 up, 18 down, 3 different breaking balls, and a fastball that lit the college baseball world on fire until that dude, James Hankerson Jr., the Florida State transfer, with arguably what he told me last night, the biggest collegiate at-bat of his life, had everybody feeling like this. Are you kidding me, Darren? The Knights, a whole lot to cheer about. They down 2-0, heading into the 8th. A couple big-time swings. Andrew Williamson played hero in the ninth with that big triple to tie the game and send it to extras.
A comeback extra innings victory for the Knights, as this is a look at their lineup. A couple of notable changes. Javier Crespo getting the start at third base. Sebastian Hurtado also behind the plate. First collegiate start for both of them. And Diamez Ross with sort of a slash swing pops it up to second base for the first out on the first pitch.
Well, that's going to need to be the recipe for success here.
Brayton Thomas gets the start, the lefty for Indiana. They used 8 guys yesterday on the mound in the loss against LSU. They really went for it. The result is, or the consequence is, the cupboard's a little bare today, so they want some length out of him.
Brayton Thomas, you need length? Well, you're asking a young man to do something he hasn't done quite yet in his career. 3 innings is the longest of his outings at 6'5", 232. The intangibles speak for themselves. He's going to have to reach deep into the bag, find a little bit of extra juice to provide 5-6 quality innings to help save that pen.
It's a 1-1 to Jordan Lodis, the shortstop. Slashed foul, and it is 1-2. Lodis 0 for 4 yesterday. Had an error in the field as well. Did make a couple of big defensive plays, especially as that game got into the later going and they needed it. Thomas off the mark, 2-2.
Thomas a year ago, it's a big slider fastball. The development in his game is going to be that third pitch. There was a cutter, a changeup as well, but he actually threw that slider 51% of the times last year. He's got to have to develop the fastball early in this game.
Off speed floats outside, full count to Lodis. We didn't see many of these last night.
No, especially 0-0. You felt like you blinked your eye as a hitter. You get a little shaky in the knees because you're like, it was 0-2. Didn't this at bat just start?
Thomas misses the strike zone, and that's ball 4. So the first base runner of the game for UCF comes in the first inning today. They didn't get a base runner until the 8th last night. To Andrew Williamson. Golden Spikes Award watch list honoree this preseason. Came through, as you said, with the massive RBI triple to tie it up late last night. Thomas with a quick 2 strikes. Just nicked foul, and the count remains.
And he's their dude. Indiana right now defensively, the infield shaded from left to right. That shortstop hanging on the other side of the bag, but outfield actually from right to left. You saw him burn him to dead right center field. Williams, that ball scorched at 108.2 miles per hour off the bat, and that is 100 percentile.
Lifted out into right field, and a scampering play made by Aiden Krause for the second away, and a tag up at first. The throw there to double him up and get out of the frame. Not bad for Thomas. Quick and efficient first inning on the mound for the Hoosiers.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, I'm rocking my pants, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion. Overpowering for the competition. I'm towering, wreck your shot. When I drop these lyrics that'll make you score a cop. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that are all get sliced and diced. Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow at Peak DOT Events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Look at the lineup for Indiana. Notable that Wilmore not in the lineup today, out due to illness. So he is replaced by Mateo Noto in the infield, and of course is not batting leadoff. That is a spot occupied by Aiden Krause.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be about the Big Ten freshman of the year, Jake Hanley. Slow start to the season. Look for him to explode in a big way, but hey, we couldn't advance to this inning. How about this deke out at second base? You see Lodi here. It's a big fault. He's off the bat, right? So he's actually going to put his head down. And again, the shortstop here, Malamazian, does a great job of deking this play. So Lodi here, the shortstop shows hands, and this is just a freshman mistake. The easiest double play that Indiana will turn all year. Give a lot of credit to a crafty play by that Indiana middle infield, but gotta have better space running. Insanely talented as Lodi's, but a bit of a mental miscue to start the game.
Joey Trombley is the starting pitcher for UCF. Krause leaves the bat on his shoulder. He's got 1-1. Krause 1 for 1 with a run driven in against LSU yesterday. Big cut, and that one up at the letters.
Trombley, another big kid. Fastball, changeup, slider. That changeup is his favorite off-speed pitch. Talking to this UCF coaching staff, it feels like he can throw it in any count at any time. It's his go-to. His put-out pitch, his 0-0 pitch to get that count started. Allows that 91-mile-per-hour fastball to play at the top of the zone.
Just over top of the strike zone there. 2-2 the count to Krause. With again Denny on deck and Ricketts in the hold. Trombley's pitch fouled away. It stays 2-2. Another one contacted foul.
You mentioned Indiana's need, and it is a need to find length out of their starting pitcher today. For UCF, Joey Trombley is a guy that has pitched a ton at the collegiate level. Transferred in from Sacred Heart, 84 innings pitched last year and 15 starts, 61 innings pitched as just a freshman.
Off the handle, Kraus fights him away again. The first batter putting up a fight for Indiana. This will be pitch number 8.
Trombley's up for it. And he went 6 innings that first outing of the season, but for Indiana, maybe taking a page out of that UCF playbook that we saw late in the game. This is a great aerial shot from up top, how difficult it's going to be on hitters in the sun, throwing into the shadow.
Another 2-2 and another foul ball. This is Indiana's leadoff batter. After we told you about sort of the disparity between the types of days these teams had, maybe telling you that the Hoosiers are up for a fight today. Another wasted as it spins foul.
It's a heck of an homage, huh? Like, you gonna lay down? No time. That LSU game, too, consider they've got the lead going into the 8th inning and you lose by a touchdown. It just unfolded so quickly. 14 walks, point of emphasis. Some bulletin board material for that pitching staff for sure heading into day 2.
5 foul balls so far. This is the 10th pitch. It misses the strike zone and the count runs full. Pitch number 10. Forgive me, that was 11 fouled away, so we'll see a pitch number 12.
Yeah, look at the boys fired up, pounding on the chest. Tone setter, Aiden Kraus. I don't care how this AB rolls out, but I'll tell you what. If he reaches base here, those Hoosiers in that third base dugout might come unglued. Oh, look at that play. I think he sniffed that baseball, too. Michael Sarhat, who we saw pitch yesterday.
Line drive, and of course, it ends up in a hit for Aiden Kraus. A leadoff single on the 12th pitch of the plate appearance.
Aiden Kraus, the junior, we talk about it, a little bit of a shuffling the deck with some illness in that lineup. And how about this, AB? Jack said that the sun and the shadow is going to be a problem. What's he know? Heck of an AB from Kraus.
So it's already probably going to be a lengthy first inning for Joey Trombley. That's basically what that ensures. In the dirt to Hogan Denny, 1-0.
Over at first base, but Hogan Denny is their team leader in homers and RBIs. He could change the face of this game with one swing. I know it's early, but
there goes Kraus for second. No throw, and he's in. So the Hoosiers with a man in scoring position. Pitch was a ball. It's 2-0.
You know, it's a freshman catcher back there. I'm not sure if he just can't get the ball out the glove, but great jump from Kraus, quick hesitation, and another free 90.
Trombley gets a strike with a fastball, 92. A tipped Foul ball, 2-2. Foul ball. Here we go again.
You see Hurtado, the backstop. He wanted that pitch back up at the top of the zone. Trombley's a high spin rate guy. What the heck does that mean? He's got that rising sensation, does a good job of staying on plane. His fastball plays best at the top of the zone.
Trombley into the shadow, misses up and inside, and it's another full count.
Here's your free shave of the afternoon.
Pitch number 19 already for Trombley. Bounced up the middle, and it's off of the bag. I don't know that it changes the results, but a wonky RBI single for Hogan Denny, and Indiana out to a hot start.
I don't mind telling you, I'm not sure if I've ever seen this before. You're right, Timmy, that ball's clearly getting into center field, but a quick right turn and a 90-degree angle as Krause walks in easily. And Indiana, how are they going to respond? 4 losses to 2 of the best teams in the country. Heard enough of the noise. They're tired of losing. Quick start.
Runner goes. And it's another bag taken by the Hoosiers. So Denny, fresh off of driving in his 3rd run of the weekend, says, okay, we're just going to keep this going. I'll find my way into scoring position.
It's his 2nd stolen base of the year. He takes this right on Trombley. Great jump.
One and 0. Skied up into center field. James Ross tracks it down and makes the catch, but it is plenty deep for an advanced runner. Denny over to 3rd.
Darren, this is 102 miles per hour off the bat. Torch to center field, but we've seen a lot of balls go to die here at VyStar Ballpark. Great swing from Ricketts, but it gets the job done. Love this swing, quick toe tap. Great extension throughout the zone. Just barely misses it, but now it allows the reigning Big Ten freshman of the year to extend the lead.
Jake Hanley, hesitant swing, fouls it back. Hanley really struggled in that game against LSU yesterday. 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts. Now 1-1. Leaves it outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
UCF doing a good job pitching into the shift right now, if you will. 2nd baseman Austin Jacobs out in shallow right center field. Lodis over the bag. They're trying to get him to chase something out over the zone to roll over into that shift.
Now a 3-1.
Good look at that pitch count too, huh?
There you see the pull side shift. It's the shortstop Lodis on the right side of the 2nd base bag. Big cut. Hanley can't connect, and it's a full count. 3 of 4 batters so far for Trombley have reached full counts.
He's having a labor. That was his best heater of the outing to this point, up to 93.
Strike 3 called. Too close to take for Hanley, and it is another strikeout.
Just freezes him there. This is just a heater. Painted on the inner third, but I think Hanley may have had his eyes set on that breaking ball that he kept being fed. And a much-needed strikeout as he looks to strand Denny over at third, who continues to dance. And take a look at this lead. He's getting almost a quarter halfway down the line.
Malamazian squares to bunt, pulls it away.
Again, Denny down at the third baseline, about a quarter of the way down. I'm not sure if this is a safety, obviously with 2 outs. UCF picks the baseball up and throws it over to first, but maybe they're trying to test the big fella on the mound a bit.
Swinging away, over top of it, and it's 1-1. Called strike. 1-2.
He seemed to find his stuff as this inning has gone on. Again, this will be his 30th pitch of the first inning, but those were his 2 best sliders. It's starting to get a little bit tighter. He's able to locate it in the zone right now.
Trombley 1-2. Tried to bait Malamazian. Did not go. Check over to Jason Bradley, the first base umpire, and it's another count gone full.
Oh, it's close, but doing a good job. Those wrists never break.
And a taken ball 4, so Malamazian with a close take walks to extend the frame for Indiana.
Man, this is a great take. Here's a cutter on the outside part of the plate. And I think because the freshman Hurtado is set up on the inner third, it hurts him a little bit as he's got to reach back across. The inning rolls on.
32 pitches already for UCF's starting pitcher, and out comes their head coach, Rich Wallace. Bullpen has been quiet for the Knights, so it's not like they seemingly really have anybody ready to rip right now. I would imagine you'd like Trombley to get out of this, settle down a little bit, and give you a bit more distance.
Yeah, the dialogue is just slowing the game down. It's 6'6", 240, and it's a hot afternoon. I think it's just trying to get his guys onto one wavelength.
Ray Chamberlain behind the dish. Jason Bradley, we already mentioned. Brian Hales at second. Chris Tipton at third are umpires for today's game. And now Landon Fry into the batter's box. Second start of the year. Trombley inside, 1-0.
Malamazian does have a stolen base this year. This count gets to maybe a pitcher-friendly situation. Do they try to put on a first and third and try to steal a run with Hogan, a good base runner, veteran base runner over at third?
Fouled off the hands. So now it's a 1-1 for Fry. Rise out of the crowd. Must have been a nice catch over there.
Bare hand McGee. He needs a glove. There you go. Big smiles.
Really good crowds on hand today, especially here. And on the hands, 2 balls and 1 strike to Landon Fry.
He's not missing by much. But there just seems to be a bit of a miscommunication behind the plate. Every time Hurtado goes out, he misses in. Every time he comes in, he's missing away.
Running to the dirt, Hurtado with a slide over to get it.
UCF anticipating potentially something here, 3-1. Hurtado throws on a first and third play call. Got to imagine he's going to put that baseball in his back pocket if Malamazian takes off.
Trombley, a quick check over at first. Out of the plate, and it's ripped right back up the middle. Down for Ross in center, an RBI single, and it's 2-0 Indiana.
Phenomenal 2-out hitting from Landon Fry. 3-1, sells out for Heater. He's ready. Peppered out in the center field. Look how quiet those hands are. Short to it, long through it. And this has been a long inning, and it continues to get longer. That felt like a big swing. A lot of damage, but to only have 1 run to show for it, that would have felt a bit disappointing. Well done by Landon Fry.
Brings up the center fielder, Cole Decker, who shows bunts. And it's a called strike. Decker started his motion, but lays off. It's a called strike 2. Pitch number 40 coming up for Joey Trombley in just the first inning. And out of play. It stays 0-2. A 40-plus pitch first inning. I mean, either way, you mentioned maybe only having the 1 run to show for it. Even if you get nothing, you're affecting the game in a big way.
And they used some real key bullpen pieces in that extra inning win last night.
Wave and a miss, gets Decker and retires the side. Couple of strikeouts for Cole Trombley, but 41 pitches required to get out of the bottom of the first. A 2-0 start for Indiana.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got war and peace inside my DNA. Wasn't pain and joy inside my DNA. I was born this is what
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball, covering every game from coast to coast. D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. The Jack's Classic, one of a couple events being streamed here on D1 Baseball, including the Round Rock Classic. Baylor up on Purdue, as you see on our live look-in. What a performance by Oregon State's Dax Whitney in that tournament last night, huh?
How about peak events and our broadcast teams? Look at that. Single out in the right field. Throw home. Won't be in time. Purdue. Here come the Boilermakers. How about our peak events team though last night? We get 6 perfect innings out of Jack Riddell, and on our other peak events side, that Dax Whitney fell was pretty good luck.
17 strikeouts.
That is, my friends, a lot of strikeouts.
He's really good.
Confirmed. Really good. Not to go off the rails, my Dax Whitney story in Omaha. Watch the Beavs win. Dax Whitney, phenomenal. I go after the game. I'm hungry. I'm craving something. My energy's at an all-time high. I go to Raisin Cane's. Who's in the booth next door? Dax Whitney and his entire family. So just know, kids, you want to pump 17 strikeouts? Chicken is good for you.
1-2. Don't make me bring up our clean eats trivia question from last night.
I've got too much trauma there. Never embarrassed myself that badly in a long. Well, I have. It's just been a while, I guess.
2-2 count to Zach Skinner, who's the designated hitter for UCF. He caught last night. Brayton Thomas, quick work in the first inning. Hard hit on the ground, over to shortstop. Malamazian, plenty of time, makes a strong throw, and that's the first away.
How about the hands from Malamazian? This is 105 off the bat from Skinner. He had some really quality ABs last night, despite the outcome of that game. The tough start, but man, great swing. Malamazian working right through it. Plenty of time to get the backstop down the line, but always good to get out number one if you're Brayton Thomas.
Good to get strike number one as well. An 0-1 count on Landon Moran, the first baseman for UCF. 1 for 3, couple of runs scored in the extra innings win last night.
You see signaling to that dugout slider. That was when everything started to change in that 8th inning. This UCF offense became a bit more demonstrative and verbal in their ABs, and the energy kind of followed suit.
Yeah, they hadn't had a base runner in 7 innings. Jack Riddell, 6 of those innings for Notre Dame. And it just seemed like an intentional change of mindset that turned everything around for the Knights.
Little manifestation, visualization. Might seem a little cheesy and corny, but for whatever reason, it worked.
Thomas again, 2 strikes. Misses upstairs, 2-2.
Sometimes, too, even for Moran, maybe it's like a tell for him. It allows him to almost say out loud, how he's being pitched. You're walking through and quite literally talking through what he might sit on next pitch.
Chopper to the right side, gloved by Hanley at first, and he makes the play himself. That's 2 down.
This is impressive stuff from Thomas, right? You always talk about winning the cricket innings, right? You go put up maybe a 2-spot, 3-spot. Always so essential to go throw up a 0, right? Get that offense back in the dugout. Feel like you control and maintain momentum.
So here's Javier Crespo, who gets the start, the first of his career at third base. Used as a pinch hitter in that comeback victory last night. Walked in his only appearance at the plate, and he's hit with the first pitch. It just spun right into his leg.
Yeah, they're trying to backdoor him with a slider. This catches that back foot. Crespo last night, too. We're going to take another look at that HBP. Ooh, it's right off that back knee. He doesn't feel it. He's a tough dude. He'll feel it tomorrow morning, I'm just telling you. He'll get out of bed like, I don't care if it was 72. That doesn't feel great.
Man on for J.D. Rogers now. And Rogers was 0 for 2 with a strikeout last night. He was one of those players replaced later in the game. So Rich Wallace with an offensive timeout here.
He's laughing at somebody over in that Hoosiers dugout. Could it be calculated? The shadows now creeping past the mound, maybe a little bit easier as a hitter. find that tunnel. I also think it's just allowed Trombley to breathe a little bit in his dugout.
That's a good point. I mean, you ground out, roll over on one on the first pitch there. Suddenly it's not 3 up, 3 down, but with the exception of the one pitch that hit Crespo, it's a quick side after Trombley required 41 pitches to get out of his frame.
You're looking at about like 15 minutes of real time. You don't throw a ton of max effort bullpens at that length. Heady play by Walsh. Just slow it down, allow his big fella to try to cruise back into this outing.
2-0. And now 3-0.
Hader's got some giddy up and ride. You know, lefty too. And for Rogers, that baseball looks like it's probably starting behind him. It's a dart.
Ball 4 misses high, so a couple on base for the Knights. And up comes Sebastian Hurtado, the catcher in this game, but he'll have to wait a moment because here comes a mound visit for Brayton Thomas.
I wonder if this is something mechanically for Matt Myers as he makes his way to the mound. Looks like maybe he could have been falling off. A lot to cheer about for those young Knight fans. They're like, hey, we got 2 base runners. Let's get cooking with 2 outs. I didn't necessarily see anything from upstairs. Obviously, the HBP, the quick walk, it was such a great start to the inning, but I wonder if maybe falling off to that glove side has forced him to miss up and away. That was the common miss, especially lefty-lefty for Thomas. That was really his main role last year as a freshman.
Well, we said it off the top of this game. He's never gone longer than 3 innings, and that came just last weekend at North Carolina. He tossed 3 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. He walked 3. So not bad, but maybe could have cut the fat on that performance a little bit and given them a little bit more length, which they are really looking for today. 0-1 to Hurtado. Pretty aggressive swing. Foul ball, strike 2.
Healthy. He gets a heater out over the heart of the plate. Young freshman still looking for his first collegiate knock. He was trying to take the lead with that swing.
First career start for Hurtado. Leaves it out, 1-2.
This is where they were so dangerous yesterday. Down 0-2, down 1-2, the inability to put them away. Imitation, the finest form of flattery. Now Hurtado chasing Moran and others, letting the boys know what he sees.
Two and two from Thomas, and a full count. Quick throw back to second, but Crespo, the runner, back on a dive.
That caught me leaning upstairs. How about this snap throw? Great work by Crespo, making sure you get back to the bag.
Bit of stress here for Brayton Thomas. Full count pitch. Gets a swing and a miss. It retires Hurtado and strands the base runners. Still 2-0, Indiana.
ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful.
This life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing, even if you're not in my situation. You know, there's always an up to a down.
You can cast your vote for your favorite team's nominee to be named to the Live Like Lou Fan Choice Community Impact Player of the Tournament. Text LouJax, LOUJAX, to 50155 or visit fanchoicejax.com to donate and vote. Through an inning and a half here at the Jax Classic, game 2 of day 2. Dogs evidently allowed into the park today. Love that.
My dogs had no bark back. That would have been awesome.
2-0 lead for the Indiana Hoosiers, who are back to the plate. 8-9, 1 batters due up. Sebastian Hurtado, the catcher for UCF, was the last out, so it's a bit delayed getting back into his position. And a bounce-back opportunity for Joey Trombley here. 41-pitch first inning. On now to pitch in the second.
This needs to be in the single digits number, right? Not more so than for his confidence, but really I just think for him to get to be able to kind of like lock back into this game, that UCF bullpen has sat back down. Well, I mean, how can I talk baseball with that little guy on the screen? Little Michelin man. So cute. All right, clock back in. Trombley, though, seriously, for me, that slider's got to be for a strike early in the count here in the second.
First pitch to Mateo Noto. In there for a strike. And you said, ideally, sure, single-digit pitches for 3 outs. You almost can't expect that, though, right? Because that's not an average get a quick 3 outs.
Yeah. Your entire staff is probably looking at you going like, hey, we got to get this thing turned over, right? We've seen, you know, leashes, if you will, pitch count, especially in the non-conference slate. If he can find a way to get them through 4 innings, that feels like a win based off the first.
No doubt. He's got 2 strikes on Noto. First plate appearance of the season for the freshman. Fouls it away. Indiana fouling 2-strike pitches to drive this pitch count up. It's a little dosage of what UCF utilized on their way to a win last night.
Notre Dame's sitting back at the hotel going, yeah, you guys having fun? Is this cool?
Popped up, shallow right. Jacobs over from second there for the catch.
Noto, first collegiate AB. Really quick hands. It's a bit jammed up. He'll take a big, deep breath. Say, welcome to it, youngster. You'll watch that second AB. Everything will start to feel like it's in slow motion for him.
There's the catcher, TJ Schuyler. 9-hole batter. And he looks at the first pitch from Trombley for a strike. Okay, so first pitch strikes for Trombley. Seems like maybe he got a chance to settle a little bit after getting out of the first. Didn't miss by a ton, 1-1.
That breaking ball. Hurtado tries to yank it back in, but Schuyler, he has really impressed me with the glove. They can get that bat going for him, and they got a dynamic 2-way backstop.
Skyler in search of his first hit of the season. There's a chopper, shortstop, Lodis. Gets it over, 2 down.
We're back to where all this began. Feels like an hour ago, I'm sure, for our viewers at home, but Aiden Krause, a 12-pitch AB that results in a single. A dream start for Indiana. And if you're Trombley, right, it looked like fastballs at the top of the zone he was able to hang with. See maybe this second time through if he goes back to that changeup a little bit more.
Krause showed bunt. Breaking ball. Dove out of the zone, 1-0.
That's the third, like, almost show me bunt attempt and pull back.
Krause skies it into center field. Ross has to come up for it, makes the call, and makes the grab. So 3 up, 3 down. 2 innings in sub 50 for Trombley. 2-0 IU.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just one more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Whataburger.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
Want to stay up to date with the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic all year round? Then be sure to follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, now X, at LLL_JacksCBC on all social media platforms. So we are here in Jacksonville. Of course, the Round Rock Classic occurring as well. Tie game between Baylor and Purdue. This looks, Jack, like it might be a review happening.
All right, let's pretend.
Here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's safe. Okay.
No way, he's gone still. Tag so gets down. You think this is how they talk to each other down there in the umpire views? I wonder what the call on the field is.
Yeah, that's important. That's always important. We're flying blind a little bit here, trying to
fake it till you make it.
He looks pretty safe to me, though. And okay, that's a
safe.
Yeah, that's a safe. Yeah. All right.
So we're saying the tag hits the shoulder, not the elbow, kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't know what the idea here is, because
pretend that was
we are absent context. I'm not even going to pretend what the circumstances are there, but he looked safe to me. The call was safe. I would imagine nothing changes. Got word from Round Rock. He's safe. So.
That was fun. You think that's what it feels like to be in New York when I go to the hood?
Old strike. Brayton Thomas against Austin Jacobs for his first plate appearance of the day for UCF. He's the 9-hole batter, so then back up top to the Yamez Ross. Bounced over the plate.
Skyler picks it up.
Jacobs, one of those bats for the Knights that struggled and then was replaced prior to the rally. 0 for 2 with a strikeout yesterday. Shuffles out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike.
One of 3 freshmen in the lineup for Coach Wallace and the Knights. Jacobs, a redshirt freshman who actually was at Clemson a season ago.
Sends it skyward. That's pretty deep in left. Back to the track. And it's caught by Denny, who had it the whole way.
Just gets a little bit handsy. The timing between the lower half and those hands of Austin Jacobs, that back shoulder just tilts a wee bit. You're going to see right here that high left shoulder, and he just gets underneath this baseball. Nearly finds his first collegiate home run. Hogan Denny said, easy money.
Ross takes outside 1-0. He popped up to second on the first pitch his first time up. So it feels like this really is kind of his first plate appearance. Called strike. Even with Skyler dropping it behind the plate.
He drops it, he makes it look pretty.
1-1. Off the mark.
Ross was quiet yesterday, Darren, but as was everybody for the most part offensively.
Yeah.
Usually what happens when a guy's throwing a perfect game. This guy has got legit stardom written all over. He'd have games last year, multi-homer games, single shy of the cycle one night.
There's a fly out to center field. Good jump. Results in it being caught by Cole Decker.
Yeah, you can see it's phenomenal bat ball ability from Deonis Ross. I mean, he just hits this right at him and straightaway center field. But he's a lock for 2 to 3 quality at-bats a night. Always seems to find a barrel.
Jordan Lodis walked his first time up on 6 pitches. Swinging away. A tip and an 0-1. Hard on the ground, 1 hop to short. Well, Amazian across, and it retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Brayton Thomas, who ties a career high 3 innings pitched.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, beachgoers and townies. Find art galleries and city murals, funky neighborhoods, and historic districts. Spend the day on the water, in the park, at the game, or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
Day 3, the final day coming up of the Jacks College Baseball Classic. Tomorrow, earlier start. It's getaway day for all of us, 11 a.m., Indiana and Notre Dame. And then an estimated 3 o'clock start, LSU and UCF to round out competition. You know, if UCF was to win this one, that would be the battle of a couple of 2-0 teams. That championship game at 3 o'clock.
Script writers wanted a championship Sunday afternoon. Those guys almost played for a championship this year. That Jags team felt like they exceeded expectations at Everbank Stadium, sharing a parking lot here with us at VyStar Ballpark.
It's a cool pro sports community here in Jacksonville. You know, you see a lot of the cities that have, this isn't a major league park here, but the setup with Everbank Stadium, with VyStar Ballpark right here being right next to each other, it kind of mirrors that big pro sports town environment. You get the rodeo in town across the street this weekend. I mean, a lot going on.
Big vibes. I'll tell you what, Ben and Lynn during game 1 educated me. Had 0 clue Jacksonville was the largest city in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
0 clue.
That is, of course, according to population.
Yeah.
Popped up on a bunt. Down, but rolls foul for Hogan Denny.
His time getting back, he thought he had stole a single with Crespo playing about 6 or 7 paces behind the bag. Turns late, skies it. The ball up in the air for that long. It's a surprise that it didn't get caught, but you see it kind of swirl into foul territory. Thankfully so for the Knights. That was an easy single for Denny if it lands in fair territory.
Now 1-1. Dribbler right back to Trombley. Easy play, one away.
If you're just joining us, a 40-pitch first inning from Trombley, and he's starting to find his rhythm. Again, a junior transferring in from Sacred Heart. Like, this is, I don't want to say big game pedigree, but it's a guy that's thrown a ton of college baseball under his belt, learning how to get outs and finding ways to sift through an outing, even when he necessarily doesn't have his best stuff.
Inside to Braden Ricketts. It hit his back foot. So just as the compliments were coming in for Trombley, I mean, he got in and out of the second inning in just 10 pitches after that marathon first. Then you get an easy out on a third pitch, early count. Jake Hanley, the batter, a strikeout his last time up. Now in front, swing and a miss, 0-1. Hanley searching for his first hit of the Jacks Classic. And a quick 0-2.
A little out of sorts, maybe getting a bit too big. Big, long, lanky dude. Elite, 70 grade power. Hit 329 as a freshman. Attempting to avoid that sophomore slump.
2 strikes. Ooh, close take. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hanley, you said it, freshman of the year in the conference. He was a second-team all-conference selection overall.
Yeah, especially in a Big Ten conference that continues to get better and better by the year. He's in elite company with those numbers.
It was a tough take just a second ago. Trombley 1-2. Tipped back, and Hanley stays alive.
It's 92 at the top of the zone. Remember, it was a backward strikeout in Hanley's first AB. Sometimes just a really well-executed fastball when you got a guy that's maybe overthinking in the box can get the job done. Like that Hanley was on time for that heater and fouls it straight back.
2 strikes, here we go again. And another sent back into the backstop.
It's like watching a good basketball shooter misses on the back iron. You're like, cool, I'm in rhythm, I'm right on it. Just like a hitter in the box. When you see them fouling pitches straight back, it's a good miss. Never want to miss a fastball over the heart of the plate, but you know that the swing is just a bit, the hair not on time, but the swing itself looks good.
Out of play foul, 1-2, still the count. It's now 3 foul balls with 2 strikes.
And all on fastballs, right? So the scouting report is they're just going to go right at Hanley this week, and they're just challenging him with heaters.
Trombley again. Went off speed.
Is that like a really mini Soto shuffle? You see like the kind of like body gyration, if you will, watching that all the way back in and then rolling back up. Maybe Hanley's starting to feel himself a bit.
The 2-2, pitch number 8. Down into the dirt, full count. And at the very least, Hanley, who has struck out 5 times in a game plus, is at least making Trombley work for it.
last season he drew 4 pitches per plate appearance. To put in context this idea that, as an offense, if you can force a pitcher to throw 6 pitches for an at-bat, that's quality, right? You're making them work a little bit harder.
Oh, ball 4. Really close take, as was the case a couple of times through that plate appearance, and Hanley walks to put them at first and second.
He watches this all in. Here's a 4-seam fastball. It's going to miss a ball in. Watch the reaction, though. That's a big fella that's struggling a bit this weekend. He's fired up. Finally find a way to reach base and help out this offense. Works it and wins it.
On a 9-pitch plate appearance, too. So Trombley now at 66 pitches. Action in the UCF bullpen this time around. Remember the first time in the first inning, there was no intent of pulling Trombley, but they will this time in favor of Mateo Gray, who enters when we return. 2-0 Indiana, and a runner on for the Hoosiers.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Water Fresher from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just one more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Water Fresher.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
So it'll be Mateo Gray first out of the pen for UCF, earlier than they would like. Tough go of it for Joey Trombley, the starter, after that 41-pitch first inning. But Gray, a sophomore, a two-way player, only 3 1/3 innings for them as a freshman, but did not give up a run.
Two-way player as well, too. Super talented. Swung it a bit for him last year, making 4 starts at first base. I think 4 starts on the mound in those 14 appearances, too. Mateo Gray, though, interesting, right? Like, when you look at the stuff, it's a sinker slider. You're going to actually see this cutter here as well. He's trying to split the plate. Can he provide some middle inning relief, though? Now, this big conversation we had in the opener, well, who the heck is going to provide some distance, some depth for Indiana? It was almost like kind of like a byproduct of the fact that just because UCF won an extra innings last night didn't mean that they didn't go to their horses out of the back end. Now Mateo Gray, a sophomore, two-way guy that's maybe focusing a bit more on pitching this year. Looks to lock in, but more so limit some damage here. 2 runners on, only 1 out. Would love to induce a ground ball here.
Cooper Malamazian drew a walk his first time up and watches the first pitch. It's a strike from Gray. Great freshman last year, just as we spoke about Hanley. Malamazian scorches it through the middle, and it's a base hit. It'll drive in Ricketts and tally another for Indiana. It's 3-0.
You catch him sleeping a bit, right? Gray's coming in going, I got to get a fastball over the heart of the plate. And there's that cutter, excuse me, Malamazian. Hits it right where he threw it. Stays through himself. Great piece of hitting. 103 through the middle of the field. We have seen some loud exit velocity swings from Indiana today. This offense has showed up to play.
Landon Fry with a base knock that drove in a run. His first time up is 1 for 1. Same situation as it was before the Malamazian swing. Runners at first and second, just one away. Bouncer this time. Lodis tosses to second. The turn is in time. Great throw by Jacobs. And it retires the side. A much needed double play to get out of the frame before the Knights down 3-0. The Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow at Peak DOT Events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. 3-0 start for Indiana. We are through 3 in game 2 of day 2 of the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic. The hustle and bustle of Jacksonville, Florida there. You see plenty of traffic in and out of town on this beautiful Saturday. It's been great weather. This is the 3rd edition of the Jacks Classic. And I think this is by far the best weather we've had in 3 years of this great event.
It was lovely. I think I got sunburned down in the dugout today. That's how lovely it is. All in. You think those commuters are heading to VyStar Ballpark? They know we got a potential champion.
Yeah, the ones on the way in, maybe, yeah. Late arrivers, they're welcome. Just as those who, you know, were here before we unlocked the gates. Here's Andrew Williamson to lead things off for the Knights. Fly ball to right, his first time up, that resulted in that double play. Runner didn't tag at first. He lays down a bunt first thing. Beautifully placed, no throw required. Williamson has a bunt single.
Everybody's sleeping. That's only the 4th bunt for a hit in Williamson's career. See that big shift? He said, I got something for you. Love where he's at too, right? You know, Williamson, a 317 career hitter, but just 220 against lefties. Shift me, fine. I'll get creative. Down 3, my boys need a base runner.
Zach Skinner 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. Into the dirt, it rolls away from Skyler, but he catches up to it. Williamson stays put.
He's been a lot of fun to watch. Command a pitching staff, block, receive, throw. He's like an extension of that coaching staff out on the field.
Move over to Williamson, who has stolen a couple of bags this year. I mean, you saw it with the speed on the bunt. He can hit for power, but he's a really good athlete. He can run on you too. Into right field. Kraus makes the catch. Williamson thought about it, at least was going to force a throw.
Really nice pitch by Thomas. Feels like Zach Skinner is just an automatic barrel too. Saw a couple really nice swings from the backstop yesterday as well. Today, DHing.
First pitch to Landon Moran. As Williamson goes for second, the throw down, not in time. He snuck around it.
He remains perfect not only on the season, but across his collegiate career as well. Now 17 of 17. The preseason Golden Spikes nominee can really boogie. Great jump.
1-0 to Landon Moran. Takes ball 2. He grounded to the right side of the infield, rolled over on one over to first. Williamson with the stolen base makes it so that that would advance him to third this time around if Moran were to do the same. Thomas off the mark, so it's 3-0. Bears strike one. Ball 4. Runners now at first and second. And remember, everything from this point out for Brayton Thomas is uncharted territory. He's gone 3+ innings in both starts he's made this season. 3 innings exactly against North Carolina last week. 3 1/3 with now a couple of runners on.
I think this is exactly what the conversation is, gauging the radar, if you will. How we feeling? They've just sent down a pair of Hoosiers. Moving around, not picking up a baseball quite yet, because I think they're, as the season progresses, Brayton Thomas is, they anticipate hopefully being a guy in this role, right? It's slowly but surely extending this leash as they try to figure out what their perfect recipe will be on the weekends. But as you see warming up in the pen, Reagan Rivera, I think this is just kind of trying to figure out how he feels.
Regan Rivera, Kellen English also out to the pen. Rivera's kind of their guy out of the pen. So perhaps he is readying to become the first out, but like you said, they'd like for Thomas to give them a bit more distance here. Called strike to Javier Crespo. 2 plate appearances so far this weekend. He walked in a pinch hit spot yesterday. Was hit by pitch on the first pitch. His first time up today in the second. Another take.
And you don't blame Crespo, right? Thomas had kind of lost the heater a bit, was in and out of the zone. Not to say it's take all the way, but you're going to make him come to you.
2. Foul just out of play.
This is where Crespo and that flurry of pinch hitters last night were so productive. Remember the sacrifice fly from Crespo that drove in a run? He down 0-2 in that count, worked it to close to 8 pitches, I believe, and was able to drive a ball into the outfield to drive in a run. See if he can fight in a similar fashion.
Swings and misses for strike 3. That's out number 2. So important for Thomas in that the runners stay put.
Yeah, it's just a fastball out of third, blows it right by him. Crespo maybe sitting off speed. What's been impressive about Thomas is he has not lost any giddy up on that fastball. He's shown great ride.
This is upstairs to J.D. Rogers, to walk his last time up. Evens it up 1-1. So Thomas, we talked about the innings number. He's now extending a pitch count career high after that last batter. It's a swing and a miss. Rogers reaching and unable to do so.
The pair of righties hitting behind Rogers. He'd love to go get this guy. Gives him a clean slate, 8-9-1 on the other side if he can take care of business right now.
With 2 strikes. Drops it in for strike 3. Consecutive Ks for Thomas, 3 on the afternoon, and he's tossed 4 scoreless.
Logistically, even within our home and financially, ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful with this, not only the financial support, but really the emotional and spiritual support as well.
Even though I may look different and sound different, I'm still the same person. And that inspires that, you know, I'm still here and I'm still fighting, and this life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing. Even if you're not in my situation, you know, there's always an up to a down.
Music is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. Three to nothing in favor of the Indiana Hoosiers. Game 2, day 2 of the Jacks Classic as we make our way into the home half of the 4th. And Indiana sends up the bottom of the order. Pretty interesting game so far, no, Jack? I mean, the weird start for Trombley for UCF. Not a ton of offense, but Indiana enough to have the lead by a few. And Cole Decker with an 0-1.
It's had very weird feel. And obviously that first inning, Trombley with a 40-pitch inning, that's a rarity in itself. And I think kind of shell-shocked a little bit, like it's altered the plan for UCF, if you will. It's played right into what Indiana wants to do at the box. Just fight, extend at bats. But if there's anybody that's up to the task after what we saw with the Knights last night, I have no worries that they'll find a way to fight back in this game.
I think that's what I was getting at when I asked you that subconsciously. Yeah. It was kind of like UCF's fine for now, right? It's like, right? We saw that last night. They were getting perfect gamed through 7 innings. Called strike 3. Breaking ball from Mateo Gray. Just kind of snuck right into the zone for his first punch out.
Decker, the lefty, kind of take all the way when he sees it pop out the hand. His breaking ball drops out the bottom of the zone. Good pitch. Mateo Gray's going to be huge, whether they come back and win this game or not. But the rest of the weekend, I don't want to say depends on that big right shoulder, but you know how they utilize the rest of the staff. If he's able to go eat up the middle thirds, it puts them in a really opportune spot, not only just today, but the rest of the weekend.
Foul ball for Mateo Noto, so it's 1-1. He'll pop up to second base his first time up. That was his first plate appearance. So Noto the batter, TJ Schuyler on deck. Called strike, and it's 1-2. On the ground, scooped up at second. Jacobs the throw. Noto retired. 2 up, 2 down for Mateo Gray.
Pitching in contact, getting ahead early. There's a little bit, we saw Braden Smith working off 4 pitches last night. Gray's already showed 3. Just 11 pitches in. And it's always so weird, these high school guys that come in and attempt, and some obviously excel at like the two-way piece. But it's always fun watching the guy that like goes, okay, I'm gonna really focus on the mound, and watching how quickly the growth is displayed.
Hard hit ground ball. Lodis has it. It's short. Up, shuffles, throws, and that retires the side. 9 pitches, 3 up, 3 down for Gray and the UCF Knights.
Logistically, even within our home and financially, ALS is a very expensive disease, and we've been fortunate to connect with different organizations, and especially the Live Like Blue Foundation. They've been wonderful with this, not only the financial support, but really the emotional and spiritual support as well.
Even though I may look different and sound different, I'm still the same person. And that inspires that, I'm still here and I'm still fighting, and this life is worth fighting for. Keep on pushing. Even if you're not in my situation, there's always an up to a down.
It's now time for today's Clean Eats Trivia question of the game. Redemption time for you, Jack, all right? What should a balanced plate include? This, I thought yesterday was a layup. I hesitate to say that today's is a layup. A, protein. B, carbs. C, healthy fats. Or D, all of the above. So just let that ruminate, okay? We're going to wait to answer.
I feel good about this one. I feel great about it.
Well, listen, you started hot yesterday with your deductive reason. You were able to eliminate an answer or two, okay? So given that pedigree that you displayed yesterday, I feel good about you here.
For viewers at home, a bit of a faux pas on my end. Big swing and a miss, breaking ball down, and I swung aggressively. Went 45 feet. I'm back today, facing some adversity. I'll tell you what, though. My first educational tip to all the kids at home still in school: if you ever see all of the above, just always hit that button. Always. That's where my head is after a shot of redemption.
Sebastian Hurtado, the leadoff batter for the Knights here in the 5th. As Brayton Thomas continues to work. Career highs now, 4 innings tossed. Into the 60s in his pitch count. Scorched ground ball to second base. No problem, Landon Fry.
Talk about Hurtado making his first career start. I think there's some real tools there. Getting your first collegiate start against kind of a Big Ten powerhouse, when you think about the history of college baseball, not only is he holding his own, see. Good bat ball skill, backside power there. Nice linear. Looks smooth behind the plate. Man.
So here we go again. We're into the 5th inning, and UCF sputtering a bit offensively. Their only hit so far is the bunt single by Williamson. Again, that did not deter them last night.
It feels like, based off last night, right where they wanted.
1 to Austin Jacobs. Hacked foul. He had a fly ball to left his first time up in the third.
To go back to your Williamson bunt remark, that's their only hit. I wish they'd almost take it off the board and be like, no, they're actually more comfortable when they're getting no-no'd. Late innings just get a little bit weirder, if you will.
They've got a few more base runners, a couple of walks, hit batter, and that is strike 3 on the inside corner. So Thomas is heating up. He had struck out one batter in the second, but that's now 3 of the last 4. He's retired via the strikeout.
Yeah, you can see he's moving with great pace, fastball on both sides of the plate. Skyler does a great job framing it up, but even just the reaction off the mound, he's finding a little bit of moxie on the rubber right now.
Third time through, Diamez Ross, first pitch in play again, and it's a pop-up pulled in by Malamazian. Knights go down in order. All right, Jack, let's get back to our Clean Eats trivia question of the game. What should a balanced plate include? Protein, carbs, healthy fats, or D, all of the above? Felt like you were leaning D, all of the above. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, shout out Clean Eats. Shout out D, all of the above.
That's mine as well. That's a great piece of advice you gave.
What's true?
If you see all of the above, it's not always true, but consider it more than you consider the others, right? Meanwhile, in Round Rock, Purdue with a walk-off victory against the Baylor Bears. You're seeing the highlights that they're running on that broadcast as they close things out. Pretty big win for the Boilermakers.
Oh! You think he knew he got it? I see you, big fella.
Sliding catch in the outfield. Look at this.
How many highlights they got? I mean, these are all web chips.
Wow.
Oh, my God. ESPN's got enough juice of these top 10 points just from our game out there.
There was a home run robbery from Round Rock on the top 10 yesterday. I think maybe they're going to get a couple more. So there you saw it, the walk-off win for Purdue. Holy cow.
How about the night game out there? As much juice as the first game, you think?
Maybe. Could be. That seemed like a lot of juice. That's a tough act to follow. Top of the order for the Hoosiers. Aiden Krause, 1 for 2, singled to lead off the game, forcing a 12-pitch at bat. Jack, that was kind of the tone setter. 12 of the first 41 pitches for Joey Trombley in that first inning. He then stole second, came around to score with the very next batter, Hogan Denny, singling him in. And a line drive into left field is down for a hit, his second of the day.
Almost identical to his first. Aiden Krause, he likes that pitch out over the plate, loves to get his hands extended, and this is on the outer third. He's still able to pull this baseball out into left field. Just making his third start to the season. He's kind of platooned by playing in now his 5th, but you're going to have a conversation about that one hole.
Yeah, and the Knights going to be pretty concerned with him. He was very aggressive on the paths his first time on.
Sent him early in that, Ken, as well, too.
Then he fouls off the first he sees. It's had a nice little weekend. Couple runs driven in for IU yesterday. 1 for 2 with an RBI single today.
It's so fascinating to me how in college baseball over the last half decade, the two-hole has become that like big thumper spot in the lineup. He's got without question the most power. Still early in the season, but slugging over 700. The 2 homers leads the way for the Hoosiers.
0-1, ripped into left field. Consecutive singles there at first and second for Indiana. I think the impressive thing about Denny, Jack, is he can hit for contact. We've seen him run as well, in addition to the power you talked about.
Hey, you see that big low finish. He's a really strong kid. It's almost Chase Utley-ish with the finish at the end. Like, he doesn't even get full extension on this. And it's just a loud barrel.
And Rich Wallace on his way out to the mound for UCF. So Mateo Gray gave up a single to the first batter he faced when he entered in the third. Then got a ground ball for a double play. That got him out of the third. Fourth inning was 3 up, 3 down, and consecutive singles now.
A really clean fourth, but I think this dialogue very similar to what we talked about with Brayton Thomas. You know, last year, Mateo Gray, 4 appearances, 3 1/3. Like, you're kind of inching into new territory for he as well, where you're like, all right, like, those are 2 big swings to start off the inning. Is this a trend? How's the body feel? Where's your head at? We're now at the heart of this lineup. You got to lock in. You got to lock in fast.
It'll be Braden Ricketts, the designated hitter. Way out in front of the first pitch. It's 0-1.
That's the best break ball Gray's done yet. Point 1, pitching coach. Great mound visit.
It's a bunt. Another Butte. Ricketts a chance, but can't run it out. Sacrificed successfully, though. They're at second and third.
I love the philosophy from Jeff Mercer, though, right, in that Indiana offense. You're going, hey, that first swing, 1's for you, 2's for us, right? So you get a big swing 0-0, and then 0-1, it's time to do a job. He stays in the box for a while. It's a great bunt, but Crespo's playing about a step in and over, and he's got a cannon of an arm over at third, so able to beat Ricketts in time, but he's met by a ton of handshakes because he gets the job done.
So here's 2 in scoring position for Jake Hanley. Hoosiers would really like for his weekend to come around here.
Walking his last at bat, he was really fired up with a fist pump after it.
Yeah, it came on 9 pitches.
Yep. Maybe that kind of wakes him up. Maybe he's starting to see the ball a little bit better.
Chopped over to first. They're going to try to go home, but it's bobbled, no throw. Everybody's safe, and Indiana scores another run.
If it's a clean handle, he might get him, but I think because it wasn't, that's why he turns his attention back to first base. Watch, he is coming in aggressively. No clean handle, and the Hoosiers take advantage.
Landon Moran unable to get a play anywhere. And now they're at the corners for Cooper Malamazian. He squares to bunt.
See if the last second that bat head drops a bit. It's a safety squeeze with Denny over at third. Jeff Mercer, 8-year skipper in that third base coaching box.
Hurtado slides to the opposite batter's box. Nice stop.
Won't show up in a box score, but he's all the way in the left-handed batter's box by the time he's able to directionally block this baseball.
One and one. Right back up the chute for another hit. Malamazian with his second RBI knock of the day. He's yet to be retired by UCF's defense.
When you're hot, you're hot. Again, they're not trying to get too big. Feels like a death by 1,000 cuts so far for Indiana. Just a ton of singles, opportune base running, and an error by a sure-handed senior first baseman. You hate it for Moran, but the Hoosiers are fired up and they are piling it on.
Their third base hit of the frame. And a 1-0 to Landon Fry. 2 plate appearances so far for Fry. A RBI single and a ground ball into a double play. Turn it the other way. I mean, if depending on what you're trying to record.
It's not Mom. You got games on there. It's Mom. I'm trying to watch the D1 baseball stream of Indiana and UCF. To be able to see the replays after I watch it in person. Yeah. That's how peak events makes me feel too.
Good thing our camera ops aren't doing that. It'd be a little woozy for you viewers. 2-1 to Landon Fry now. Fisted foul, even count, couple of strikes on Fry. Two. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Gray on the off speed.
It's a changeup that, man, this moves a ton. If we can get another look at it. Out the hand. Watch this pitch. Woo. Talk about pronation, man. He gets on top of that changeup, and Fry's got no shot. He's even got Hurtado, a difficult job getting behind that changeup. Doesn't catch it gracefully, but who cares? Big strikeout for the second out of the inning.
First pitch strike to Cole Decker, who has struck out swinging and looking. Both on 0-2 counts, so in pretty quick order. That one's off the outside.
Righty lefty, you usually don't necessarily love throwing that changeup as it falls directly into the barrel for a left-handed hitter, but after that strikeout, he starts Decker off with back-to-back changeups.
Now 1-2.
Oh, breaking ball the other way. That fastball getting peppered around a little bit this inning. Pitch calling's changed. We're start everybody off backwards and might allow Gray to be able to sneak out of this thing.
A strike away from getting out of the side. Tano, another good stop. He's going to throw back to second, picked by Lodis, and he applies the tag.
A pair of diaper dandies. How about the backstop? Keeps it in front. He's a brick wall. And how about this? Pick it like a booger. Jordan Lodis keeps the tag down. Haney on the front side at UCF. Is this the defensive play to get the Knights back in this ballgame?
Wow. You remembered the year. You deserve the sweet reward of the new Frosted Berry Whata Fresher from Whataburger. Brilliant.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
The Live Like Lou Foundation is dedicated to supporting families affected by ALS and funding research to find treatments and a cure. Inspired by New York Yankees first baseman and Major League Hall of Famer Lou Gehrig, the foundation supports those living with ALS and funds research to find treatments and a cure. To learn more, visit livelikelou.org. Couple across for Indiana in the fifth as we make our way to the sixth inning. UCF kind of the same as they were last night. Not able to get much going offensively. In fact, their lone hit, a bunt single by their star Andrew Williamson, who is due up. He will be the second batter in this frame. And it begins with Jordan Lodis, who was on the receiving end of that pickoff play that retired the side just prior to the break.
So a ton of physicality at the end of that play, too. The young freshman hangs in tight, able to apply the tag. And that throw takes him directly into the runner. It was an incredible play by Hurtado. And Lodis, what do they say? Make a stellar play to end the inning, lead it off.
We've bent the rules there a little bit a couple of times already this weekend. I think that.
Am I doing it again?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
A pick and hit, too?
Yeah.
The slot receiver on that play getting crushed across the middle of the field.
Yeah. Here's a 1-1. Half-heartedly, Lodis comes around. He's got a couple of strikes. Brayton Thomas extending his career-long outing by quite a bit now. He's 15 pitches before this batter, 15 pitches above his previous career high. Career high 3 innings pitched prior to this start. He's into the 6th.
Yeah, somewhere in like the 3rd, he found a little bit of confidence where he's coming off the mound with a little bit of swagger and moxie. He's pitching with pace, working that fastball on both sides of the plate, and he has not lost any steam on the heater. It is set 91 the entire outing.
Full count now to Lodis. Ball 4, so the leadoff batter aboard for the 2nd time today for UCF. The first time, it was the guy headed to the plate, Andrew Williamson.
It's Reagan Rivera. Darren, you said it perfectly. This is kind of their guy out of the pen. They've got a ton of trust in the right-hander. And with Williamson in the box, Rivera's gotten kind of geared up. I wonder if this could be the last hitter he faces.
First pitch to Williamson. Oh, it hit him. Torqued his body, and the wrist ran right into it, it looked like.
Oh, he looks like he's in a ton of pain. Training staff with UCF will take a look. First glance, I want to make sure that he can come around with that bat head. Clearly does a good job of holding and checking it up. It just catches that back forearm. That does not feel good, friends. It will be the case. Williamson good enough to stay, but it looks like the day officially done for Brayton Thomas.
Reagan Rivera enters as the first out of the pen for Indiana.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, beachgoers and townies. Find art galleries and city murals, funky neighborhoods, and historic districts. Spend the day on the water, in the park, at the game, or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
Indiana up 5 runs and going to their bullpen for the first time today. It's the righty Regan Rivera, who is a big-time arm. A San Diego, California product, was at Coppin State prior to being a Hoosier, where he broke their single-season strikeout record a year ago as a senior.
97 of them. Good enough for second in the Northeastern Conference. This is a lively arm that's got a ton of bullets in it. He's just got great pitchability out of the pen. Like, you never really have to worry about him coming out and not filling up the zone. And he's going to have to be ready to rumble. Williamson, thankfully, laughing it off as Thomas's day officially done. But, man, we said it in the open. They're going to have a career day, if you will, from Brayton Thomas, and he delivered just that.
Yeah, career high 5 innings on a career high 76 pitches of shutout ball, at least to this point, with a couple of runners inherited by Rivera. Zach Skinner, the batter, with 2 on, and it's a first pitch for a strike.
Rivera's a fastball, slider, curveball mix. Fastball that'll sit 91 to 93, but he's touched as high as 96.
Skinner takes again, and a quick 2 strikes.
And again, it's such a luxury to have a bullpen guy come out and do just that. 2 breaking balls for a strike right away. Puts, UCF's 4-hole directly in a tough spot.
Skinner 0 for 2 on the day. The 0-2 pitch fouled back.
How about that sequence? I can't believe Skinner even gets bat to this baseball. Breaking ball. Rivera in the driver's seat. There's just 94 in on the hands. Have fun with that.
Rivera again with 2 strikes. Gets a swing and a miss. Change of pace after speeding up to the heater.
And that was the slider. We saw the breaking ball the first 2 pitches, and then he just breaks this one off. A little bit sharper, not as much depth on that shape, and Skinner's got no shot. Heck of a sequence from Rivera.
It's a big first out, and it brings up Landon Moran. Rivera. A quick 0-1 there again. 93 on the fastball. Wave and a miss, 0-2.
How about that? Moran let me know upstairs too. He doesn't throw a changeup a lot. It was like a 9% usage rate last year. He only threw a handful of them. But Moran saying, hey, righty, lefty, looks like he just got a changeup.
Moving the throw back in Lodice's direction, the lead runner here. Alley 0-2. Fastball, back pick to second. The throw to third as Lodice took off, and he slides in safely. He wormed around the tag.
Skyler with a dart down to second base. How good have both of these backstops been? And Darren, I thought the Winter Olympics were rocking and rolling right now. If this is the Summer Olympics, how about this swim move? Up and around with that big oven mitt. Let's take another look as Lodis with that oven mitt. He's going to be able to, oh yeah. I think he gets that glove in there.
No review. Yeah, he got in between the outstretched arms of the third baseman, Noto. So they're at the corners now, 1-2. Rivera the pitch. Poked into the air, center field. Caught by Decker. And a strong throw home prevents the sacrifice fly.
Man, and Lodis, he had a really aggressive lead. So when he gets back to this bag, all of his momentum is taking him back to third base. So didn't really have a great look at trying to sneak in. And great throw from center field. He'd have been dead to rights. And now just one pitch away is Rivera from escaping the jam. Yeah, you can see here, by the time he gets back to that bag, he doesn't necessarily have as much momentum heading towards home. And great shot from our camera team to get you on the inside. Lodis, electric on the base pass.
Inside to Javier Crespo with 2 away, runners at first and third. So the first 2 batters who faced Thomas, a walk and a hit batter. Rivera inherited them at first and second. Now it's 2-0 as he's 1 out away from getting out of the frame with no runs coming across against Indiana. Crespo cuts over top of it.
Because he throws those breaking balls for a strike as often as he does, man, that fastball, it's got some real zip. Ties up Crespo on the inner half.
Another swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
That's 95 on the outer third. When a really good pitcher is able to spot up on both sides of the plate, as a hitter, that fastball almost looks like a different pitch. That's why you see almost a really uncomfortable defensive swing from Crespo there, even in the 2-1 count.
2 strikes and 2 away, Rivera. Back up the middle, diving stop at shortstop. No play to be made, and it plates a run for UCF.
Two, find a way to put a ball in play. Good things will happen. Thought this would trickle out into the outfield. And an infield single will still get the job done. Incredible effort through the middle of the field. But Javier Crespo continues to deliver, dating back to the sac fly yesterday. And now UCF, just their second hit of the game, is able to scratch one across.
And it'll be a pinch hitter for UCF, Steven Chaka, who was used as a pinch hitter last night, 0 for 1 in his lone appearance. And he takes the first for a strike. Flips it back and foul for an 0-2.
Chaka subs in for J.D. Rogers. Another lefty, so not necessarily a split scenario, but I wonder if Chaka handles velocity maybe a bit better in this situation with Rivera up to 95, 96 right now.
Strokes it out to the opposite field. It's a chase and a catch in left for Denny.
And go and get that thing. This is going to plate 2, Chaka the pinch hitter. How about this? Hogan Denny says, not so fast.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. The Knights of UCF almost made it a little bit more interesting in that last frame, the top of the sixth. But Hogan Denny chasing down a fly ball, kept a couple of runs off of the board, and it remains a 4-run game for Indiana. The Knights with 1 run across in that effort.
Got our party ponies up. For Hoosier faithful, man, what a play out in left field. We were talking about it in between breaks. Chukka may be able to handle velo a bit better. He takes 94 down and away. That's a really good baseball swing. From a freshman, no less. Denny does a good job. There's no panic. Obviously, he kind of counts his paces. You could see very comfortable with understanding where the warning track was. It's a really difficult play that he makes look easy.
Cole Decker back to the plate to lead off. And he's got 0-1. So it was a pickoff that retired the side when he was up with a 2-2 last time out. So a clean slate, 1 ball, 1 strike now. It's still Mateo Gray on the bump for UCF. Big hack, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I think him finding that changeup has allowed him to come back out for this next clean inning. UCF has had guys warming for the last 2 innings, but Gray, this changeup could be his ace in the hole.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Gray.
We said these middle 3 innings were going to be huge for whoever could come in and take care of business. And now Gray, almost, I don't want to say this new pitch because obviously he's had it in his back pocket, but it's been really effective in keeping the Hoosiers, a team that's really been super talented with 2 strikes today, find a way to fight to stay alive. Now all of a sudden Gray's maybe found his put-out pitch.
First pitch swinging, foul ball by Mateo Noto. 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the season. In the lineup because of Will Moore's absence. And that is skied up into left field. And caught by Chukka.
Drifting a little bit to left center, but the ball will find Chukka, immediately put in this game. An F7 put out, but all of a sudden Mateo Gray, despite whether they win today or not, man, these innings have been huge for keeping them in the ballgame this weekend.
Down away from Gray, Skyler bailed as he squared bunt.
Knights fans that have traveled north in the Sunshine State upset with that call.
Inside 2-0. It did come back in toward the zone a little bit, but not that much.
Our home plate umpire Ray Chamberlain's been really good today. Both sides of the plate.
So a few consecutive misses for Gray, and it's 3-0. a called strike. This feels like it would be a pretty big third out for Gray. You get the 3 up, 3 down side. This is the 9-hole batter. Top 2 in the order, a combined 4 for 6. And a miss on the fastball inside. All 4, they turn the order over.
This menace of a dude in Aiden Krause. That beautiful shot that we had down in the UCF bullpen. That's warming for UCF. Another freshman arm. Big fella.
Anthony Laris.
I'll let Gray keep rolling, though.
Krause 2 for 3. 2 hits, 2 runs.
There's that changeup again. I believe, what, the second time he's faced Krause, and that changeup, especially the second time through the lineup, if you will, has been, you know, kind of his equalizer.
Krause tried a bunt, fouls it back. Now has to protect the plate.
This is where he's thrived, though. I think he's more comfortable, though, too, which is just insanity. 12-pitch at bat in his first AB helped set the tone. The Hoosiers haven't looked back since.
Oh, 2 runner goes. Taken by Krause. The throw offline, and it skips free into the outfield. Skyler over to third. He'll hold it there. And he's 90 feet away from scoring.
How about the junior backstop, man? He gets a great jump, and this isn't, I mean, the throw's going to take him up line, but because there's a bit of miscommunication up the middle, Austin Jacobs, the freshman second baseman, almost loses his footing, and Skyler with 2 outs scurries ahead. They steal 180 feet.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Gray's pitch swung on and missed, so he gets Krause to retire the side, leaving Skyler the runner at third base and allowing no runs for Indiana. To the 7th we go in Jacksonville.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
If you want to stay up to date with the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic all year round, be sure to follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, now X, at LLL_Jack's CBC on all those social media platforms. Five to 1, Indiana leading UCF as we enter the 7th inning here in Jacksonville. Game 2 of day 2. This is consequential as a game tonight, Jack, because LSU is 2-0 on the weekend. UCF 1-0 with a chance to, if they were to come back in this game, remain undefeated going into the matchup between the Tigers and Knights tomorrow. And push to that 3rd day to see who is crowned the champion of this tournament.
Yeah, I've heard the word experiment used a lot by some of these coaches. Like, yeah, we're still tinkering, trying to understand who fits where and who's going to hit where in the lineup or who's going to be our guy on the weekends. Don't allow that to make you forget these guys are playing for a championship. You know, someone's going home with a belt, and LSU's got now 8 national championships. their belt is proudly presented by Peak Events in their like Hall of Championships. Like, you don't get to play for a championship every day, and getting to hear Jay Johnson kind of talk about that with his team, it was really kind of cool and surreal to be like, all right, yeah, the boys are lacing them up. It needs a little bit different tomorrow. Thus this game and its importance.
Yeah, LSU winners in Frisco last year, looking to make it 2 straight early season tournaments and 2 championship belts. I always like the mini belt that goes to the MVP. Close take, Sebastian Hurtado with a 1 and 2.
Yeah, I can't speak to where the mini belt ends up, but I know where I'd take it. I'd proudly present it across all of campus.
Bouncer, swinging bunt, the throw in time. To get the pinch hitter Mason Wilson. A great defensive play.
Who said pitchers aren't athletes? Wilson, who was crucial in that game last night. Rivera barehanded and firing it away. He looked like a middle infielder. Let that thing rip through it right through the chest of Haynes.
Called strike. And it's down into the dirt, so a 1-1 count for Austin Jacobs. 9th in the order, he's 0 for 2, a strikeout more recently in the 5th. Ripped backward foul, and 1 and 2.
Good miss by Jacobs. See that front foot gets down a wee bit late. And Rivera's up to 95 right now, man. This fastball is playing.
UCF still yet to bat a ball out of the infield. Only 2 hits. A bunt single and an infield single up the middle.
I'm sure they don't feel this way, but I kind of do. Like, yeah, but it's exactly what the scriptwriters want. Do you remember last night?
Well, they hadn't had a base runner through 7, so this is progress comparatively.
Sat and talked with Coach Wallace after the presser last night. He had his daughter with him. I just kind of asked her, I was like, always in the bag, right? Never a doubt. And Coach Wallace started laughing. He's like, she and her mom don't really like it when things are going awry, so I'm sure I'll hear of it. But yeah, it didn't feel that way.
Foul ball off the bat of Jacobs, so he'll see another full count pitch. Inside, ball 4. Jacobs draws a 1-out walk, and it gets the order back up to the top and Ross.
And just like last night, right? They didn't get it all back at once. Down 2 in the 8th. It was 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. The force extra innings. If you're UCF, right, just try to find a way to win the inning. Win each inning. Don't need it all back at once.
Left-hander Connor Lynn, the senior, getting loose in the Indiana pen. Consecutive moves over to first by Rivera.
I think he's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this year. He's a heck of an athlete on the mound, man. He moves well. Very quick twitch.
Ross with a wraparound swing, 0-1.
get this guy going. Entered today hitting 400.
Still second!
0 for 3 though. Couple of pop-ups. Reaches to bounce it back to Rivera. They get one at second. A quick turn, and Ross is out as well. Ground ball into a double play. 3 up, 3 down of sorts after the walk. Indiana gets out of the side.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just one more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Whataburger.
A wintry treat for every small feat. What a burger.
All stretched out now in Jacksonville as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Indiana up 5-1 on UCF. Hoosiers trying to get to 1-1 on the weekend. UCF with the extra innings win last night, hoping to come back in this one. If they were to do so, they would create a circumstance where their matchup with LSU tomorrow is, in fact, the championship game for the Jacks Classic. Mateo Gray back out. He's got 2, 3, 4 in the Indiana order. Hogan Denny 2 for 3. Spinner drops right into the strike zone.
They are able to push that de facto championship game by finding a way to come back to win tonight. Large part because of Mateo Gray. Gives up the 2 spot there in the 5th, but you know, outside of it, two-way kid in his sophomore year, focusing a bit more on pitching, it seems. That changeup has been kind of the catalyst to prolong this outing.
Danny, a vicious swing. Fouls it away, 1-2 the count. Only singles so far for Indiana in this 5-run effort. That's laced into left. Make it another. Hogan Denny with his 3rd base knock in 4 plate appearances.
And this kid's so impressive. I talked about the power, that pop out of the 2-hole. Today he's kind of singled you to death, and all 3 coming to left field. Darren, I'll tell you what, this game has had weird feel, dating back to the 40-pitch first inning. And I do think that actually plays directly into Indiana's blueprint. Like, this is very much so felt death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like, you know, it's not one big swing. It just almost feels like the dominoes start falling in one inning. They've done a great job of moving runners and 2-out hitting. This just might be their identity this year. They might not have, 2, 3 guys with double-digit homers, but they'll find a way to win games and execute when they have to.
Ricketts scorches it down the line in left, and it's fair. He's on his way to second. The first extra base hit of the evening for the Hoosiers puts 2 in scoring position.
Braden Ricketts, a Jack Darren, hush, hush. Want an extra base knock? How about this swing? Raved about the changeup. This one catches a bit too much of the plate. Look how disciplined that swing is. Bit inside out, clean barrel, shoots it the other way. Now all of a sudden, runners on second and third, no outs. A chance for the Hoosiers to I don't know, potentially put it away. I don't ever want to count out the Knights, but 4 runs still feels semi-tight. Haney with one swing could put a big dent in that deficit.
Anthony Laris is still warming in the UCF pen. Feels like he's probably ready to go, and there is the point from Rich Wallace. So the change will be made. Runners at first and second, no outs.
Greetings from Jacksonville, the flip side of Florida. Here, you'll find flip-flops and cowboy boots, sushi and soul food, surfers and skaters, beachgoers and townies. Find art galleries and city murals, funky neighborhoods, and historic districts. Spend the day on the water, in the park, at the game, or on the green. On the flip side, anything is possible, except running out of things to do. Learn more at visitjacksonville.com.
Anthony Laris to the mound for UCF. So that's the book on Mateo Gray, who really kind of extended the game for the Knights after that laborious outing to start for Trombley.
A little similar in how it felt, but he's got that kind of blemish in the 5th with the 2-run spot that he had to work through, and both guys giving everything they have, finding another pitch in the case of Gray, and now all of a sudden Lara's a redshirt freshman, big kid, man, 6'4", 225, got after it his redshirt year to make sure that he was the best pitcher that he could be by the time that he towed the rubber. Look to provide some really productive innings for the Knights, but he is in an uncomfortable situation, man. This is a fireman spot, right? He's got to come in and extinguish. They'll bring the infield in, and the reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Year awaits.
First pitch to Jake Hanley, lofted up into the air, down the line and left, and it makes its way just out of play. That's a great effort by Chukka in left to reach over, try to snag that.
Get you another look. Finds the wall, and it's, see where that baseball lands, just outside the outreached glove.
Oh, 0-1. All inside. You mentioned that 2 spot in the 5th. That started with the first and second batters reaching via a hit. That was Kraus and Denny. Then they were moved to second and third with the sac bunt. Hanley, another one into the air, foul ground. So now he has 2 strikes.
Just to mention too, remember that pinch hit? It's a slow roller that Rivera threw him out. Mason Wilson now in the game doing the catching. The 4-year Rollins backstop, now in a big time spot.
And makes a stop there.
Kind of alluding to now in kind of a big time spot, like got to be a wall, got to make sure that, especially with new arms, you're kind of keeping them locked in. And yet again, the baseball will find you. Great work by Wilson. You're trying to ambush a breaking ball to the back foot, and not only does he block it, he directionally blocks it back towards home plate.
Down below the knees and a full count to Jake Hanley. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up in the 5th, but No hits in this tournament. Takes for ball 4, and it loads the bases. That's his second walk of the day, and they have not been easy walks.
No, again, he's fallen behind. He finds a good way to just foul it off. Like the swing right now just looks a tick off. Wilson trying to steal one at the bottom of the zone, but the approach is adjusting, if you will, for Haney, right? Great eye, 3-2. Now the base is drunk.
Cooper Malamazian, who is 2 for 2 with a couple of RBI singles. First pitch swinging, sends it skyward. Will it be deep enough for a sacrifice? The throw from Williamson in right, not there in time. Denny across, and it is 6-1.
Well done by Williamson to throw this through the cut, keeping both runners at first and second, unable to advance, but another runner crosses the plate for the Hoosiers. How good is the shortstop?
Yeah. Walk, RBI single, sac fly. He's driven in 3.
Quality ABs.
Now Landon Fry's turn. First pitch chopped over to third. They get one. The throw in time, and it retires the side. Crespo gets the double play and allows just 1 run across for IU.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
Cast your vote for your favorite team's nominee to be named the Live Like Lou Fan Choice Community Impact Player of the Tournament. You can do so by texting LOUJAX LouJax to 50155 or visit fanchoicejax.com to donate and vote. At ViStar Ballpark, home of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, our gracious hosts for the 3rd consecutive year. Here at the Jax Classic. 5-run lead for Indiana as we approach the 8th inning in our nightcap. Starting to get a little bit of a baseball sky, as it's called.
This really is an incredible game against Jacksonville. You're watching from home and you haven't had the opportunity to roll in outside of just, I love wacky minor league logos and mascots.
Yep.
They've got that team still rocking, but down to the shrimp boats in left center, the incredible new suites out in right center. Really awesome place to watch a baseball game.
0-1 count to Jordan Lodice. It's 2-3-4 in the order for UCF. It took them until the 8th inning to get things going last night. Might they find it again, trailing to Indiana here? Check of the swing. Lodice did not go. It's 1-1.
How good's our game?
There's the baseball sky. That's what I was talking about. A little bit of color up there.
Cotton candy.
Some pink clouds, you know.
And all of a sudden I'm hungry.
I keep getting a smell. I think it's the there's a variety of peanut that is sold in bags, but I think it has something of a sweet kind of element to it.
Cotton candies, guys. I was getting hints of funnel cake.
That too.
Is that the peanut?
Well, the peanut. I haven't investigated it closely enough, but they have a sign at that kiosk that says, "We are what you're smelling." So I just assume
Wait, really?
that's what I'm smelling. I trust their judgment. Yeah.
That's good marketing.
It is.
It's good.
I agree. 2-2 to Lodi's. Couple of walks and a ground ball. He's 0 for 1. Strike 3 he takes. And Regan Rivera with his second to strikeout has looked really good.
Yeah, he circles the mound with this air of, yeah, I know I'm that guy now. Look at his breaking ball. He starts this on the front shoulder, drops it in. Yeah, to me, when you look at Lodi's, right, he enters today hitting over 300, that'll be the biggest adjustment, right? Like, clearly an incredible athlete. We're going to hit fastballs all year. Doesn't matter if it's 85 or 95. That breaking ball, though, from a fifth-year senior, Rivera right now, he's got every single pitch for a strike in his back pocket.
Lifted into the air by Williamson. Out to center. Decker there. Catch made. 2 down.
And these are the little things, though. Now, I know he's a Golden Spikes guy. He's a superstar. We saw the triple last night, so obviously very clutch in the big moment. It's the little things why I've started to fall in love with Andrew Williamson's game. We're down 5. It's the 8th inning. We fly out. It's a routine fly out to center field. We're standing on second base on that baseball, Scott. Those are the little things as to why I'm like a big believer in Coach Wallace's group. This is why they got back into that game last night. All the small things that add up.
Zach Skinner hitless on the day in 3 tries. Big cut, 1-1.
Rivera gets away with a bit of a mistake there. That was the first kind of hanger over the heart of the plate, and Rivera fouls it straight back. Excuse me, Skinner fouls it straight back.
Into the air, right field, down the line. And it drops in the bullpen. Good effort all around. 3 Hoosiers converging on that ball. Hanley all the way out there from first base.
I was going to say, the fact
he was the closest one.
The fact that Hanley is the closest to that baseball tells me that, again, Cotton Candy Sky, great for broadcasters, brutal for out.
Yeah, maybe.
That baseball gets up above those lights. It's the hardest time of night to see the baseball, and I think that's why you saw your right fielder for Indiana. That was Aiden Krause, almost kind of like in no man's land. You see the hands up a bit. Great effort from Hanley.
Now 2 strikes. Slow roller. Picked up at third. Some congestion. The throw over and in time regardlessly. Mateo Noto working through traffic like he was driving through the lane trying to get it up to the hoop in a basketball game. Retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Jacks College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow Peak DOT Events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Always a fantastic event here at the 3rd Jacks College Baseball Classic, part of the Peak Events portfolio. And Jacksonville, the weather has delivered. The Scenics have delivered. Just take a look at that. That sky behind VyStar Ballpark. The opposite side. I love the details by Peak Events, the flags of all the teams and the conferences. And then, of course, you get to see the Jag lit up on the NFL facility right across the way.
We dig the night shift.
I prefer it here.
How could you not?
Cool to see the reigning national champions during the day, but I'll take the nightcap.
Amen to that.
So Indiana to the plate. And it's the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, beginning with Cole Decker. Pulls the bunt back, a check, just to make sure, and it's 1-0.
This is an Indiana team. We just saw their first extra base hit, yet they've still found a way to score 6 runs. They could give some real team fits in Big Ten play. D1 baseball's preseason #1 team in the country and current #1 team in the country, UCLA, looked awesome last night against TCU. They're going to be a problem in the Big Ten. Michigan State, both off to great starts to the season. It's a deeper league than most give credit to, and I think this Indiana team, a coaching staff that knows exactly who they are, with some solid arms, have challenged themselves at the beginning of this season. I'm excited to see the growth of this team.
Decker swings away, hacks a bouncer to second, unable to run it out as Jacobs makes the play.
See a little rollover. Good job working through this baseball. Lead to the youngster. He wants, come on, first appearance, first career start for Mateo Noto. Done a good job putting the ball in play all 3 at-bats. He's would love to get that first collegiate knock out of the way.
Lares misses inside, 1-0 to Noto.
I always remember your first AB, like, despite how it goes, you'll remember it forever, even just the feelings of that first game at the collegiate level. I think he's handled it well, including your little Euro step 5-3 putout to end the last inning.
Yeah.
It takes confidence, right? Hey, my job is to go cut off that shortstop. It's going to be an easier throw for me. It takes a little contact and it still makes the throw.
Working through some adversity too, right? Miscommunication with the shortstop, Malamazian. You're like, okay, no, we can work with this.
Got this.
2-1. Over to the right side, gloved by Moran, and he steps on the bag himself. So UCF just trying to keep this thing within reach, within reasonable reach for the top of the ninth, as the Hoosiers are going to try to close them out. TJ Schuyler walk. His last time up is 0 for 2. 1-0 count. Both outs for Schuyler. Ground balls to shortstop.
Schuyler presents an interesting case. Despite what he hits this year, if you get that bat going, man, just an added plus. How good has he been behind the plate, though? Snagging runners, blocking baseballs, helping command this staff.
Looks at strike 2. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's still in the lineup.
Yeah.
We're still early in the season, so obviously the triple zeros there can't persist forever, and he stays there, I don't think. But
I just don't care, right? Like the glove is too good.
Rolls a ground ball left side. Lares, bare hands. Nice throw, falling backward to make the play and retire the side. So the Hoosiers go in order, and we find our way into the 9th inning. 5 runs the lead for Indiana. Lares doing what he can to keep it that way for the Knights offense.
In 1939, Lou Gehrig selflessly took himself out of the Yankees starting lineup for the good of the team.
Showing the same humility, courage, and determination that inspire our values and our work each and every day.
Humility,
courage, determination.
As the title sponsor of the Live Like Lou College Baseball Classics, we celebrate and honor Lou's legacy.
Together, we are uniting coaches, athletes, fans to leave ALS better than we found it.
For 2,130 consecutive games, Lou Gehrig showed up for his team. Now, we ask you to show up for us.
Join us in honoring Lou's legacy and supporting the more than 30,000 individuals living with ALS across North America by making a contribution today at livelikeLou.org/forthegood.
In 1939, as ALS symptoms began to weaken him, Lou Gehrig selflessly took himself out of the Yankees lineup for the good of the team. Today, for the good of our team and the ALS warriors we serve, please go to livelikeLou.org/forthegood to make a donation and help provide support for ALS families when they need it most. Peak Events will match every dollar raised up to $25,000. Last chance for the UCF Knights as they trail by 5 here in the 9th inning. Regan Rivera has already tossed a firm 3 innings, giving up only 1 hit. And he continues working on the mound for the Hoosiers. And it's a first pitch strike to Landon Moran. Just off the outside of the strike zone, 1-1.
Moran with his verbiage and sign language back to that UCF dugout. Felt like he was at the heart of all of their rallies yesterday. Will look to do so again tonight.
2 balls and 1 strike. Moran, Crespo, Chucka are the 3 due up. We saw 5 pinch hitters for the Knights, though, last night, so that is, of course, subject to change.
Look, it is every pitch. Dial back in. Despite the 1 error, too, this is a really athletic first baseman. He's made some incredible plays. And the bat, man, it's really disciplined left-handed stick.
Strike 2 brings the count full. Just 2 hits for UCF tonight. Neither left the infield. First was a bunt single by Andrew Williamson. The second, an RBI infield single by Crespo, who's on deck. Lifted out to right field. A chase for it, and the catch is pulled in. It's Krause again. Man, he's got a lot of room to cover out there in right. He's made plays to one direction and the other.
I don't know how you're going to take Krause out of this lineup. You know, kind of getting his spot, 1 man down, next man up. Speedy right fielder. Oh, that fastball, too, from Rivera. Despite multiple innings of work, man, he is just peppering in heaters. Gets in on the hands of Moran.
Crespo takes even count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul ball back into the protective netting. Rivera, 50-plus pitches in this relief outing. It's been huge. Crespo sends it to the opposite field down the line, and it rolls into the corner. He holds at second, And it's a runner in scoring position off the first extra base hit of the night for the Knights.
This is clinical piece of hitting. It's a slider out over the heart of the plate. It's a good pitch. And Crespo guesses wrong. You're actually going to see him miss, right? So that front side gets down early, but because his hand stays stacked, just because you see him leaning out on that front side, his hand's like a rubber band, just bang, drives it the other way. Beautiful double from Crespo.
So now it's Steven Chukka with a man on second. And a 1-0 count.
Chukka there in that last setback, it's the pinch hit, big velo on the mound, and he absolutely peppered a ball to left. This game might look completely different if Hogan Denny didn't go run it down.
Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Crushed up into the air. Decker running it down and makes the catch in center. Plenty deep enough for Crespo to move from second to third. 2 down. That's a big mean swing from Chukka.
Yeah, we were talking about it in between break. This idea, I've always envied the hitters that felt like they could just stand straight up, allowed for them to maybe see the baseball a little bit longer. Chukka with 2 strong at-bats tonight. Feels like a guy that's going to earn a lot of opportunity in this lineup. You're right. It's an aggressive swing, but very, very under control.
Well, pinch hitter coming in for UCF. It is the hero from extra innings last night, James Hankerson Jr. Drove in 2 with a single. Made it 4-2 Knights. That was, of course, the final. A little bit different of a spot. A chance to drive in a run again, but with a long way to go for the Knights, even if that does happen.
Spoke with Hankerson last night. He's a big kid. Strong.
Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
Really nice changeup from Rivera. Love the no batting gloves, no TV tape, no sleeves. Hankerson, just give me the bat. Let's go.
Hard hit on the ground. Diving snag at second. The throw by Fry is there. It retires the side and ends the game with the Hoosiers taking their second game of the weekend.
Good piece of hitting, but this very indicative of the night. Phenomenal defense, better pitching, and the Hoosiers bounce back in a big way. Rivera earns the save. This Hoosiers team, we learned a lot about them today.
Regan Rivera, phenomenal out of the bullpen. He entered with runners at first and to second, no outs in the 6th inning. Remained in, really not much trouble or even very little stress throughout the outing, and keeps it at an Indiana lead, 6-1. Man, what a performance by the Hoosiers to advance to 1-1 on the weekend and drop UCF to 1-1 after their extra innings victory last night. Well, that one was fun, right? Day 2 of the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic for Jack DeLongchamp, the rest of our fantastic crew here at VyStar Ballpark in Jacksonville. I'm Darren Vaught. Final score in the nightcap, Indiana 6, UCF 1. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be with you bright and early tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. first pitch for Game 1 of the final day of the Jack's Classic. We look forward to having you with us then.